In this video, I'll try to explain the tactical mistakes that led Manchester United to this draw, and what they should have done to get a better score. Also, I'll mention Wolverhampton's tactics. First of all, let's have a look at the starting 11 and formations of both teams. Mourinho started with the 4-3-3 and shifted to the 3-4-3 while attacking, and the 5-4-1 during the defensive phase. On the other hand, Wolverhampton used the 5-4-1 and depended on counters. Manchester United with the 4-3-3. Wolverhampton used a zonal defensive system during this game. At the beginning of the match, Mourinho had a good idea to play on the sides and counter the zonal system. Luke Shaw, Pogba, Sanchez, Valencia, Fred, and Lingard. The tactical mistake started when Mourinho shifted to the 3-4-3. Against zonal systems, you need to play on the sides. Instead, Lingard and Sanchez played deep behind Lukaku. Sanchez and Lingard were positioned under the striker to take advantage of these spaces, so Pogba or Fred had to play lob passes to them, as they couldn't pass them the ball on the ground because of the zonal defensive system. So whenever you receive the ball in this position against a zonal defensive system, you have to play from one touch, either a pass or a shot, and that was their problem. Notice how it could have been way more dangerous if Lingard played a pass to Lukaku from the first touch. Lingard is already under pressure, and he made it easy for the opposition to intercept the ball. Manchester United missed many chances of this kind. Their goal was from the tactic anyway, but Wolves didn't give them these options in the second half, and we will come to that. Here you can see the space between their midfield and defensive line, which helped Mourinho's plan. 3 players blocking the passing lanes to Lingard and Sanchez, forcing Luke Shaw to play across to Lukaku or a lob pass outside the box, which will give them time to reposition. Manchester suffered from counterattacks throughout the game. Here, Fellaini took Lindelof's position, so he was late behind. Mourinho asked Fellaini to play between the center-backs in the 3-4-3 and in the 5-4-1-2. We saw Fellaini pushing forward and getting inside the box, waiting for crosses beside Lukaku sometimes too, but this wasn't used correctly. Again here, suffering from counterattacks, leaving huge space outside the box. You can see here before Manchester's goal how Lingard had the same space. The zonal defensive system blocking the passing lanes and 2 players marking Lukaku as usual. Fred then receives the ball in the same position, but he finished the ball by 1 touch and Manchester United took the lead. So Man United employed this free space between the lines until they scored the first goal. Unlike Mourinho during this game, Nuno Santo fixed his defensive problems. Nuno Santos tightened the spaces between the lines, forcing Sanchez and Lingard to play closer, under the striker, making it easier to intercept the ball and counter them. Same problems in the defensive system during counterattacks. Mourinho should have asked his players to concentrate on the wings or switch the play to the fullbacks. Sanchez should have played the ball to Lingard, but instead he decided to pass it to Lukaku, who was under pressure too. So now they are in a 4 versus 2 position, and the attack was wasted. Wolves left the possession to Manchester, but tried to intercept the ball more often to do many counterattacks as possible. Notice how they pushed their zonal defensive system forward. In such cases, Manchester should switch the play as the other side is totally free. We didn't see Manchester switching the play during this game at all, which was one reason that helped Wolves a lot to defend more easily and intercept the ball faster. So Manchester finished the first half in front, but Mourinho didn't change any of his tactics. Nuno Santos changed the arrangement of his defensive and midfield lines. Same defensive problems during the counters in the second half, and still Wolves concentrating on this style. Wolves applied pressure only when the ball was with Manchester's defense. They concentrated on keeping their 5-4-1 shape and playing on counters. Same problem. Sanchez and Lingard were playing deep during the second half too. Notice how Wolves' lines aren't straight to contain them and fix the problem they faced in the first half. Wolves started playing on the wings during the counters to increase the defensive problems that Manchester United was facing, and that was the main key behind their equalizer. Again, counter-attack. Notice the poor positioning from Manchester United. 2 players left outside the box, and 1 player on the far post without any markers, while the striker is being marked by 3 players. Jimenez was able to receive the ball somehow, and then he had 3 key passes options. Passed it to Moutinho, and Wolves equalized the score. 4 players inside the box, neither marking nor blocking any player. Fellaini was given some attacking responsibilities after conceding the goal, which, in my opinion, was a bad idea. Fellaini could have been substituted off for Martial. Lingard would play as a center attacking midfielder, while Sanchez and Martial on the wings. Same point here. Manchester United making it easier to defend them by leaving the wings free and playing deep against the zonal system. Even Martial and Mata were playing deep when they were substituted in. Again, Wolves are avoiding to keep straight midfield and defensive lines.